Good morning, crypto Twitter, it's Misty Crypto, spreading crypto with doctors showing its benefits. So to my generation, shout out to all my people. Jesse needs to be included, it's really that simple. We are savage, amazed, boss SD, making money at the same time, spread peace. I feel empty if you don't include Gen Z. About to change the world, so y'all better get ready. Misty Crypto, I'm never backing down. I got a wax account, you used to say it out. So many NFTs, I think I lost count, and I'm only getting started. Yeah, I'm barely off the ground. Misty Crypto, you cannot stop me. My hands are making diamond, your hands fall like origami. Never be the boss of me. Bitcoin's all I need. When I say I'm zesty, that's just me talking honestly. Crypto and yum farm marketplace. I wanna see the more we gotta go through cyberspace. Leave this world without a trace. Save me for a different day, cause we partners in the cryptos didn't stay.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Miss Teen Crypto Show. Wow, I am feeling the zest. There are so many cool friends in the chat. If you are here, if you're enjoying the vibe, drop some 100 emojis in this chat. If you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Miss Teen Crypto. So nice to meet you. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the stream out with friends. As always, before we jump into the show, we're going to thank two awesome sponsors. First, Wax Blockchain, killing the game as always. Look out for their Twitter spaces tomorrow, Wednesday. They always have a nice Twitter space at 6 p.m. Eastern. Next, Ballet. Ballet is always killing the game. We are giving away one of these Ballet wallets today, so stay tuned for our zesty guest to give a word for you guys to enter in the chat. I'll pick a winner. Once I pick a winner, then just send me a DM on Twitter with your email. I'll get you all set up. If you guys have some questions, throw them in the chat as well. If I'm going to try to check out that chat. Thank you all for coming. And now let's jump in to today's awesome show with the one and only Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy Crypto. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good today. Either we get to talk crypto and get zesty. You gotta love that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, man, we're going to talk about life. We're going to vibe. I mean, there's just so many things that have been going on in this space and so many rumors flying around. But before we jump into all of that, do you want to, like, if someone hasn't seen you before, I think this is your third time on this show. So,
I think so.
So if someone hasn't seen you before, which is ridiculous, please share a little bit about you.
Yeah, my name is Ben Armstrong, founder of BitBoy Crypto. Been in crypto since 2012. I lost all my money twice. I didn't lose my money this bull run, so it's exciting. But everybody wants to be an overnight millionaire. That's not usually how it happens in crypto, though. So, we try to teach education. We do it in an entertaining way. We have live streams every day. We're actually, nobody knows this. This is some alpha right here. Nobody knows this yet. We're actually going to be soon transitioning into a 24/7 crypto network. So we've got a lot of stuff in the horizon. We had a meeting about it today. So we're going to be adding a lot more shows and doing a lot more stuff. So we like to look at ourselves as, we're the main education place, well-rounded, cover a lot of different coins, cover, a lot of the news in the space, have big guests on. We're trying to be the ESPN of crypto. I don't want to say it's CNN, but the ESPN of crypto, that's kind of what we're trying to be. So.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, you guys really have that ESPN type feel with the energy. I feel like when you watch ESPN, everyone on there is full of energy. They're all happy to be there talking about their sports every day. That's exactly how I feel when I watch your stream and how I feel when I'm there as well. It's just we're all very pumped just to be there and live life. I mean, do you mind sharing how you got started with the media end of what you're doing, how BitBoy Crypto first started and how it kind of got to the point where you want to be the ESPN of crypto?
Well, basically, I got into crypto in 2012, but 2017 was when I really realized how big of a mistake I'd made, when it came to selling my crypto early on. And then I'd buy and sell a little bit. But 2017, I was like, I should be a millionaire and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. So I decided, what I want to do is, the Henry Wells model. Nobody likes Wells Fargo Bank, but it started out with Henry Wells, who sold the shovels and the pickaxes to the gold miners. So the gold miners, 10% of them got money. He got all the money because he was selling the shovels and the flashlights and the hats and everything. So that's kind of what I started my channel. Really, I wanted to be someone who was selling shovels. I was selling education and entertainment. The channel started out supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be a cartoon series about a character named BitBoy. People call me BitBoy now. That was never supposed to be what it was, but I do interviews and people come on and they just call me BitBoy and it kind of stuck, I guess. Yeah. BitBoy Crypto is the name of the channel. And, I really, from the very beginning, I didn't know what I was doing by making YouTube videos. So after we started with the animation stuff, didn't really hit. So I started doing news videos. And then just slowly but surely, like every video, I just got a little better and a little better and a little better. I used to do everything here myself. We have 70 plus employees here. We have 50 that work in-house in our 40,000 square foot studio, 20 remote workers. We're adding more constantly. So that's the kind of thing where, if you look at where we're at today and where we started, it got to where it is because I learned how to do everything. I was a 70-person crew in one for many years, putting just as much content as we do now by myself. So I learned how to edit. I learned how to do graphic design. I learned how to, do SEO. I learned how to do social media. Like I learned how to do everything. And so I always remind people that work here, like, remember, I used to do your job. So I don't say it in a belittling kind of way, but like, I understand what you're going through kind of thing. And I understand the challenges of each unique position that we have here. So really the end of 2020, my channel was really blowing up and I brought on my business partner, TJ. I've known TJ for a long time, going back to 2018. He used to live here in Georgia. He was a Californian. So he moved back out here and, made him my business partner after listening to some of his vision for what he wanted to do stuff on a higher level. And so, we started doing live. He always used the word shows. Like instead of looking at like this is a video or this is a live stream, look at it like it's a show. And
exactly.
So, we really started trying to model, shows that I watch, which are Pardon the Interruption, Sports Center, Around the Horn. Like these are shows that I watched all the time on ESPN and their cool graphics that they have. We've also got like something else we got under wraps right now. We're about to be working with a new kind of graphics live streaming company to where the quality of the live streams is about to go like 10x, which
that's great.
We're already the most highly produced, channel out there in crypto for sure, maybe across all of YouTube and in some regards for live streams. And we're about to increase the quality significantly. So we're just always looking for how we can use our expertise, how we can use our team here. It's incredible because you're right. Everybody likes to work here. Everybody that works here loves to work here. They're excited about doing it. We have several people come on around the blockchain, different shows that we do. And, it's a fun environment. And, we want that to carry over to the audience. We want people to know, like, no matter what, if you're having a bad day, if your numbers are down, if your portfolio is down, you can always come, watch a live stream and have a good time.
Exactly. And when did you kind of start adding people to your team? At what point were you like, okay, I need some help here. I need some help organizing, producing, and then hiring people to do content? Because I know you have like DZ on your team. You have a bunch of people on your team, J Chains. So how did that all like start the hiring process, the expansion? So
it was in March of 2020 and, pandemic was just getting going. And so my sister, she was she's young. She's maybe old. How old are you these days?
19.
Yeah, she's 21. So she's very young, and she was at college and she had to come home because of the pandemic, And so she came home and I was like, you know what? I could use a little help. Like she'd done video editing in high school and stuff. Nice. And so I messaged her and I was like, I called her on the phone actually. I said, look, Macy, would you like to come work for me? Like you can do video editing. You can help me with TikTok. So my TikTok was blowing up at the time. And she came on and started working. And I realized like how much I needed somebody, like how I was writing scripts, filming, editing, graphic design, thumbnails, title, everything for every video. And finally, in the afternoons, all I had to do was just make the video and she edited it. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a relief this is. I can actually see my family again, I was working from home and I never saw my family. I see my family more now when I have a full-time, job at the studio than I did when I was at home. Because I was just nonstop doing stuff. So we called her the assistant. That's what she was. She was my assistant. And she, she still works here, but she goes to college. She comes back for Christmas. And she comes back and works over the summer. But once that happened, I started being like, okay, what now? So what happened is in May, she had already committed to go do a job somewhere else. And so she, over the summer for a couple of weeks, did another job and I had to hire somebody else. So she referred me to one of her friends that she knew that did video editing. She came on and I realized, man, I'm still editing one video. Let me bring on another person and I don't have to do any editing. Because at this time, the popular thing was doing remote work. Like it was starting, everybody's doing remote.
Exactly.
But in crypto, especially for people that don't know crypto, you have to have such a hands-on approach, a hand-holding approach with those people. You can't just go get an editor from anywhere because they don't understand the difference between Bitcoin and Ripple. So we had one editor that threw a Ripple logo on a Bitcoin video, and I was like,
"Oh yes,
So it made us look really bad." And you always have to do your own kind of quality control and stuff like that at first. But over time, I got those editors where they knew what they were doing, they understood crypto, and they could really move forward. And so at that point, one of them left. I brought on who's still my head editor to this day. This was in July of 2020. Nina, she's Russian. She's awesome. She kills it. Yeah, she kills it all the time. She's, on our leadership team here, and she came and started working for me. And it's funny, like she came on, and during her interview, like she told me later, she's like, I was thinking, I've been like editing commercials and producing, and like, I'm going to come work at a YouTube channel. How silly is that? It's like now, we've blown up so big that like she really, that was a good decision for her. So, but after that, TJ came on in September that year, and we just started looking at how big do we want to get. And so I think at our Christmas party, we had I think we had 8 employees at our Christmas party in 2020. You go forward to 2021, we had 50,
Wow.
So. And then, when you look at the number of people that were there at our Christmas party this year, we did in the basement of our new building. There were people, there were over 100 people there.
That's
over 100
insane.
people there, families and spouses and, the whole thing. So it was just really exciting. A lot of my family works for me. 2 of my brothers work for me. My sister works for me. My sister-in-law works for me. And so it's just really cool. And of course, you look at the talent. The talent coming in has been obviously much more difficult. Because obviously New J Chains, we used to do the Beards and Bitcoin podcast.
Yeah.
Brian Emery's good friends with TJ. But then when we brought on DZ and Frank, like these were just people that came and just wanted a job. And we didn't know what we were going to do with it. We didn't know they were going to do content. Frank certainly, Frankie Candles, like we didn't think he was doing content. He was our vlogger. And then one day I was like, we need somebody to do some trading. And he was like, well, I did just win like 9 out of 10 trades. Excuse me?
Ooh,
and we
Frankie
found out
Candles.
like, yeah, he had all this knowledge about trading that we didn't even know he had. And he was like, I'd love to do that. And now his channel's over 20,000 subscribers. He's killing it. DZ and Justin Williams, they're doing NFT Alpha. We got Meta Money. We got a lot of other shows going on. So it's just been a slow transition. But here's the big difference between us and other people is we move. Like we don't sit and talk about stuff for a year before we make a decision. We say, what is our goal? Let's do it. Let's push, and we got the ambition, and we move towards it. And so we got a lot of people here that have that same mindset. When you got a lot of people moving in the same direction, it's quite easy to move forward. A lot of times, especially we're really a large size business now. We went from a small business to a medium sized business. Technically, we're close to a large business now. So that's been a very interesting transition for us. But a lot of large businesses, they get hung up in bottlenecks because everybody's got to prove. We kind of work the other way. We say, prove, run it, do it, and then we make it happen.
Exactly. And when do you being able to build production and get that studio, what was that like to finally have an army kind of with you and you have your foundation set? Do you still feel secure? Do you feel like you need to, I think you said before, you need to hire more people. When do you think you'll be set, that you reach your max capacity and you have everything done? We'll
buy another building.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll buy another building. Like we already have the 2 properties next to us. We can expand huge. My goal is kind of, we're here in Atlanta. You got Tyler Perry's got his movie production studio down on the south side of Atlanta. We kind of want to be like, the Tyler Perry of YouTube almost, where we're independent content creators, but we have studios, production studios, podcast studios, where we have the whole thing. And we got a lot of space. We got several acres next to us that we can build on. So that's the sky's the limit. I've got to move from millions to billions is my goal. And not because I'm greedy or I'm selfish. It's because I want to own the Atlanta Falcons. That's my goal. We have to look at things that are going to move us from this point to that point so we can get in a position to buy a professional sports team or something. Because that's what I want to do, down the road. I still want to be attached to the channel. I'm never going anywhere with the channel. Maybe one day, I don't know. But, I always want, as long as I'm alive, I want to be associated with what's going on here. We've looked at several things. We've got a lot of big stuff coming down the pipes that, people have heard us tease a lot.
Yeah.
So finally starting to move towards, we've been working with, several entities on an NFT platform that will be minimal viable product will be done this month. And then, we don't know when we're going to do the launch yet, before the end of the year for sure. So we're looking at that and, always trying to figure out how to move from the millions to billions so we can achieve the overall goal. So I don't think to answer your question, I don't think in business you really, unless you have goals that you've already achieved and you don't want to do anymore, you got to keep building until you hit your goals. So it doesn't matter. There's no number we're looking for in this building. We're going to be building an upstairs. So it'll kind of be 3 levels instead of 2.
Nice.
It kind of like a extended mezzanine kind of thing above our showroom floor. With that, we could still add 50 more employees in here in house easily. and not, run too much into space problems once that's done out there. So the majority of this building we're not even using yet because that's the area where we're going to be doing a lot of construction.
That's amazing. I love how like you're expanding, you're just going with what you feel because like you said before, you're an independent content creator. And there's a lot of content creators out there that just, they just sign with these PR agencies and they kind of take over and the people are not in charge of their social media anymore.
Yeah.
And that's something like, I've seen a lot just being in this space and just seeing content creators grow and things like that. How did you, avoid joining these PR agencies and kind of just like doing what you do without any help? Because I mean, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of courage and a lot of discipline, I feel.
Well, instead of doing it from the outside, we do it from the inside. So instead of hiring PR people to do my social media, I have social media growth managers here that help with my social media. Now, I will say on Twitter, we've never been able to have a good process for someone else tweeting for me. It never worked. So about 2 months ago, we had a problem where one of our social media people, they posted a chart. They're not a crypto person.
Yeah.
They posted a chart. It was from another, it was from actually Dan from Crypto Coin Ventures, and didn't credit him and just posted it on my account like it was mine. And I was mortified at that.
Yeah.
And so we took it down. I emailed Dan, told him sorry, apologized, whatever, it wouldn't happen again. And that was the moment where I decided, okay, Twitter can only be me from here on out. And so Twitter is me, no matter what. Nobody else goes on there and tweets. I'll be gone in Alaska for 2 weeks. Maybe during that time, just post out a few things while I'm gone because I won't have internet access for 2 weeks. So, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, but anyways, the point is Instagram. We just take clips. TikTok, we take clips. We're trying to maybe get a more robust TikTok strategy over time, but our big TikTok account is still hung up in purgatory in TikTok, so we're still having problems with that. Still to this day.
I don't understand,
know if we're ever going to get it back. It's crazy.
That's so ridiculous, man.
3 million followers almost on there and verified and everything. And we just can't give it back because as soon as it got banned, which was done by hackers from the inside, nothing we did on our content. As soon as it got banned, somebody else, they changed the username and then somebody picked up the original username right after it got banned. And so it's a big cluster. But the point is we have people here and we have meetings every week about what we want social media to look like. And, it's just one of these things where instead of using other people for it that don't know crypto, we use internal people. Now we do actually have a PR company, Melrose PR, that we do work with. We love Melrose PR. Kelly Weaver is the main point person there. And that's more for op-eds. Like they get us opportunities to put quotes in articles. They get us opportunities. I go speak on Bloomberg Radio or on Fox Business or where else? Yahoo Finance. I get a lot of Forbes. I get a lot of opportunities to do that through them. So that's more for our external PR.
Yeah.
Things like that that aren't necessarily social media related. But internally, we do everything here.
That's good. I really like to hear that. I like that you're just like, building yourself because sometimes people take the easy way out. And I think
the Easy Millionaires Club, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
The Lazy Millionaires Club.
Yeah. Like I think it's a little scary, but like, that's just like, me like living as a content creator, just seeing all the craziness unfold. And, being a content creator, it takes its toll on you once in a while. And I know we touched on it before we jumped on the live stream. You get negativity on Twitter. There's like no denying that. But right. I'm very much stating it right now. I said it before as well. There's a lot more positive than the negative that comes towards you. But how do you handle the negativity? Like, how do you not let it like touch your BitBoy heart? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the hardest thing for me has always been it hasn't been having my feelings hurt or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's more been when I'm misportrayed or when people are saying lies about me. Like that's the stuff that really frustrates me. I'm not afraid to sue somebody for lying. And, people know that there's some stuff going on right now people know about, but between me and somebody else, but you can't make up lies just because there's some truths in something. You can't make up lies about somebody else and get away with it. And so that is something we watch when people are actually lying about us. We're going to hold them accountable through the court system because that's the only way we can really do it. I can't show up at their house. I wish I could sometimes. But the point is my wife wouldn't like that. Of course, she always tells me not to. I'm always like, I'm going to go book a plane ticket to go to this place and knock on this person's door. She's like, no, you can't do it. But the point is that in general, like dealing with social media hate, I know a lot of people have a lot of different strategies. Gary Vee says, he doesn't read the positive or he doesn't read the negative. He doesn't read any comments. Well, it's kind of silly because like you got to have a gauge on the sentiment of what people think about you, because there's been times where I've said or done something that I didn't know rubbed people the wrong way. And then I went to the comments like, oh, people really didn't like this. Why didn't they like this? Things like that. I get a lot of insight from. Now I don't live and die by the comments by any stretch of the imagination, but I do go and read them every once in a while. I think it's good. I think it's healthy. And I already know the bad stuff people say about me. So it is what it is. I think really and truly, one of my, I've gotten to a point where I really like to, people tell me all the time, like, okay, don't respond on Twitter. When people say something about you, just don't respond. Okay. I don't respond to 99%. If you literally go look at the amount of times that I respond, it might seem like it's a lot because when I respond, it gets a lot of attention, but I see probably only about 3% of my Twitter notifications. If I'm being totally honest, about 3%. Yeah. If I go refresh, it's a whole new list every single 3 seconds. So I don't see that much. But when I do, when somebody says something that's idiotic, I do like to go and flame them. I do like to go in and say, no, you are low IQ here. This is stupid. Here is why. And I like to defend myself, not because I like to defend myself or I think I'm going to change people's opinions. I just like getting verbally toxic with people sometimes. So sometimes I enjoy it to go and give it back a little bit to what comes my way. It's not a thing where I'm thinking I'm changing people's minds. It's really like sometimes I just like to point out how stupid people are. Like literally, you said this. It is factually incorrect. Let me point out why you're wrong, and you can't really argue it. I got into it with some old lady the other day on Twitter over some stuff that she said was just stupid, and she wouldn't back down off of it, even though she was obviously exposed as completely lying. And that's just the way the thing goes on Twitter. But it doesn't matter, of course, if I attack somebody else. They say, "Don't be a baby, grow up. What's wrong with you?" Someone else attacks me, it's good job, get him, and that drives me crazy. So I don't live and die by what they say, but I think at the end of the day, this is the best way that I've been able to explain it. It's like when you look at the stages of grief, you have denial, you have, bargaining with God, negotiating, you got anger, you have depression, you have acceptance finally. I don't know if that's the right order or whatever it is. That's kind of what you have to go through on social media. Now, I was told very early on in my social media career that as I was starting to move towards the top of crypto, people told me I didn't want to do that. They said, when you get to the top, they're going to assassinate your character nonstop. They do it to every single person in crypto that gets to the top. I'm built a little bit different, so it doesn't scare me. And so I got there. And once I got there, I realized they were 100% correct, that it comes, I like the meme that's the wolf that's got like one arrow in it and it's laying down. And you got the wolf that walks over with like the 20 arrows in the back. It's like, don't worry, you'll get used to it. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like you can shoot at me all day. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to be the same person because I finally got to this point of acceptance with it. Like there are bad people on the internet. There are people that just aren't ever going to like me. And that is okay. You can have your opinions. I'll have mine. If you say something stupid, I'm going to point it out sometimes. But it really is where at first, I was in denial. It was like, okay, well, if I change this, if I do this,
no, you can't do that.
There's nothing. No. There's nothing you can do. So you got to go through all the stages. And now I'm in a place where, I, in a really sick way, I like it. I like it. Like, I like the fact that, people are always talking about me. That's what you want as a person who's, my whole job as a YouTuber is to get attention. That's my entire job. If you don't get attention on YouTube, you don't grow on YouTube, you don't move, you don't progress. And so that's my whole job. I've been trending twice on Twitter in the last week. Both times was for, some stuff that I referenced a little bit earlier, but you know what? It is what it is. Good. Hate me now. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. So, the people that watch the channel, it's always people that don't watch the channel. If you watch the channel,
man, that's you.
If you watch the channel, you'll see number one, we're a totally different channel than we were 2 years ago. A lot of the stuff that people say oh, you shill this coin. We haven't done a sponsor video in 8 months. We're never going to do another sponsor video on this channel again. We have talked about some non-crypto partnerships. Like if Pepsi wanted to advertise or Red Bull wanted to advertise on our channel, we might actually open up for that in the future, maybe next year or later this year. But in terms of crypto stuff, we're not doing any crypto sponsorships. We haven't in 8 months. We don't talk about small cap coins like we used to during the bull run. We try to we've been very bearish this year. People say I'm a moon boy. I don't think Bitcoin's going to 10K. So it's like a lot of the narratives that are out there, they're just wrong. People don't watch the channel and that gives me a lot of comfort. And another thing is, the last thing I'll say on this is that, having this big team of people here that get angry for me because they know me and they understand what we do here as a channel.
Yeah.
Like that's been really refreshing too. You have a team that are like, no. None of this stuff people are saying is true. And it's just, they get angry. Sometimes they're like, man, I almost went in there in the comments and said this. I'm like, just don't worry about it. If I can let it roll off my back, you can let it roll off yours. But it's good to have people to share with that as well.
Absolutely. The community is everything. Thank God for the community. You know what I mean? Because they know you most. Like, these are the people that watch you every single day, that are with you every single day, have been with you for a long time because you're an OG in the space. Yeah. And you've gone through a lot of bull markets, a lot of bear markets. You've seen quite a bit in terms of price action. People are very concerned about this right now. And pertaining to the title of the video, is Bitcoin going to 10K? Could you see Bitcoin going to 10,000? Yeah,
I do believe so. I think we're going to see it. I mean,
holy sheesh, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, so we have been very accurate with dates when it comes to most things. Yeah, we said the Ripple lawsuit went in last year in September. It didn't. We were wrong on that. We said Bitcoin was going to get to 100K, and it didn't happen. Those are two things that people love to point out. Oh, he knows nothing because he said these two things. Well, when it comes to dates, we've been deadly accurate. We said for 2 years before the top of the bull run, the top of the market would happen in between Halloween and Thanksgiving, 2021. Dead in the middle is when it hit. And so we've been looking now, and a lot of we nailed the Bitcoin all-time high. When it passed 20,000, we missed, by, I think it was 24 hours, 2 years before we predicted the date, we hit it within 24 hours. Whoa. The Ethereum all-time high, we hit it within a week, 2 years before we said. So we've been deadly accurate with dates. Because we just go off a 4-year cycle in history, and we try to adjust based on maybe a factor here or a factor there. But look, the dates, the history says that at the end of November or beginning of December, we should bottom. That's when we should bottom, according to history of the 4-year cycles. And there's all kinds of people out there that want to say, 4-year cycles are dead. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's been exactly accurate. That's why we were able to call the top. Now, we didn't realize it was a top last year because we were wanting 100K. But in reality, if you look back in hindsight, in 2020, we nailed the time range. Yeah. So the point is, we believe the time range will be accurate again after the midterms. That's the key. After the midterm elections, and both previous midterm elections that have occurred while Bitcoin has been in existence, it bottomed within 3 to 5 weeks after that. So we are expecting that. And we think we have a range of 10 to 14,000. A lot of people think it could go below 10,000. I think if it does go below 10,000, it's going to be brief. Maybe in the 9s somewhere, just as a result of wicking down and bounce back. But look, that's $10,366. That is an 85% drawdown. We've seen that every bear market. Now, if you factor in, we didn't get as high as we thought we would get in the bull market. Maybe we don't go down as low. If it hits 12,000, you're looking, I think, about an 82% drawdown. I think we could see that. But I do believe at some point over the next 2 months, is that right? 3 months. Yeah. We are going to see Bitcoin dip down into that $10,000 to $14,000 range. Some people are telling you it's going to 3,000. I don't think so. Some people are going to tell you it's like a bubble pop or what. We had seen a 90% drop in Bitcoin before, so even if it goes down to $7,000, like, that's not unprecedented. But it makes sense that we would see less movement to the bottom than more movement to the bottom, considering that we did have kind of an abbreviated bull run. Thanks, Elon Musk. But that's kind of where we're at on that. And I know this number is scary to people, but look, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be scary because we've been there before. Exactly. It always goes lower than you think it's going to go. When you're in the bull market, you're like, it'll never go below this number, and of course it does. When the bear market hits, and I think just the fact that we're in this bear market here. A lot of people are going to say, well, it's, the macroeconomics or the recession, blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin's doing what it's always done. Maybe it's the other stuff that's different.
That's what I've been saying as well. Like, in June 2011, there was a Bitcoin dip that was 99%. Yeah. Like, come on. And if Bitcoin wasn't dead then, what makes you think it's dead now? Like, you know what I mean? Like that, it bothers me. Like, it hurts my soul when people are like, oh, Bitcoin's dead. Bitcoin's never going back up, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what people said to me, Ben, when I first got into crypto, when I first made my account, actually, not when I first got into crypto. So it was like April 2020. I was beefing with some family members because, Bitcoin, I don't even think it hit 10K yet, or maybe it just passed 10K.
Yeah.
And I have family members saying, Randy, if Bitcoin ever hits 50K, you're telling me you're not going to sell. You're telling me you're going to stay in this asset. Like, Bitcoin's never going back to even 20. You're crazy. And I was like, all right. And I was like, if that's what you believe, but I'm not selling, I'm going to keep stacking. Yeah. And then Bitcoin ended up going to 20K, and that family member, he sold at 10.5.
Oh, ouch.
Ouchie
Good
poo.
move.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever. So, there's haters everywhere. You know what I mean?
Boom, yeah.
But even if it went down to 10K, that's a blessing for all these people, because now maybe he could go rebuy.
There's no guarantee there's no guarantee the 4-year cycle will continue forever, right?
That's true.
There will be a time. Now, the halving schedule will occur the same, but eventually the market cap is going to get so big, there will be less volatility. And there may actually be times to where, like we've had diminished returns every bull cycle. I think in the next one, we might get the reversal. We might get a higher than a 3.5x for Bitcoin for the previous all-time high. That's what it was. It went from 20 to 70. So it's 3.5. I think we could get the reversal of diminished returns. So I think there's a lot of things that could change with the 4-year cycles as well. Look, when I said in 2020, or when I said in 2021 that 2022 would be a bear market, I got laughed at. No, Bitcoin's too, no, Michael Saylor, Bitcoin's too far. No, it's not going to happen, A bunch of guys I talked to on crypto banner, they're like, no. It's going up forever. I was like, no, listen.
No, it can't.
It can't. Basically, whenever you start thinking stuff like that, that's time to sell. That was right around when Bitcoin was at $55,000, $60,000. And, it is what it is. But I think the thing to consider is we did not know for sure we were ever going to get these kinds of prices again. And here they are. It's a gift. It's a blessing. The majority, 70% of people in crypto came in during 2021. 70%. Those 70% missed out on these prices completely. They're all wrecked. They're why the market's crashed. Now those people that stuck in and are still paying attention and understanding kind of the philosophy of decentralization in crypto and Bitcoin, now they've got the opportunity of their wildest dreams they never thought they would have. So overall, you have to look at the silver lining of, look, for me, like I got enough crypto, I love accumulating crypto more, it's whatever. I'm going to be fine no matter what happens. But I'm happy for those people that have came in, that got wrecked. No, I lost all my money twice. So if you lost all your money once, that's okay. You're only 50% of where I was at.
Exactly.
And then you look at where I'm at today. And those people have an opportunity to change their lives. And if you go back to probably October or September of 2021, I did a video on one of my Sunday Drive videos where I talked about how some of my friends had asked me, should they buy Bitcoin? And I said, at this point, the amount of, I still thought we were going to hit 100K, but we were at 60. Is at this point, the amount of upside compared to waiting for the bear market and putting your money in isn't worth it. I was telling people then, don't you go look, there's a video saying don't buy Bitcoin. Why? That's literally the advice I was giving to my personal friends. Like the upside is just not high enough right now to justify you made $60,000 on a house sale, save that $60,000 for the bear market. Now they could have got one Bitcoin. If it goes down to 10, they could use that same money by 6.
That's
so,
insane. That's so wild.
You have to look at the risk reward, especially in those peak bull moment times, where it's not always the best advice to tell people to buy. Just be safe, save your money, because there will be a crash or a bear market that comes around.
That's some like alpha right there, because a lot of people, bought at the top and they get all up in the hype and they're like, yes, like I just bought Bitcoin at 60 something K, and then crypto drops and they sell at a loss, they paper hand it and they're like, oh, crypto sucks. I'm never investing again. Like, what do you say to those people? Because I posted a TikTok and I also posted on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts if you guys want to check those videos out. But I posted one like that was like a meme of like when they say Bitcoin is going to zero, and it's like me laughing and saying don't be ridiculous, but people are actually saying that Bitcoin is going to go to zero. Oh, and they were like in the comments, oh, Bitcoin, they said it was going to 100K and this is where it is now. I'm like, bro, like, you hodl, you'll see.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's always going to hit that number. It's going to hit the number, and then people are going to lose the power of the memes. I think it is so funny. And this is, look, if you get into crypto, especially if you get into the content creation side, like you have to understand, for a year and a half, you're going to be everybody's hero. And the other 2.5 years, they're going to call you a scammer. They're going to call you a fraud. They're going to call you call you stupid. They're going to say you're low IQ because, you said Bitcoin is going to go here and it didn't go here. Look where it is now, dummy. Just wait a couple years, bud. Just wait a couple years. You'll see. There's a reason I've been in this for, almost 10 years now. And, we understand the long-term implications of stuff and they can't grasp it. In the end, in crypto, the bulls always win. Always. It's just a matter of time. And the numbers show when you get in crypto, you stay in for more than 4 years, you will crush the market.
Absolutely. That's what I tell people, like, anyone that's been in Bitcoin for 4+ years has not lost money.
No.
It's those like the people that are just trying to like time the highs and time the lows. Like I think it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I think it's good to take profits. I wish we'd taken more profits,
Yeah.
We have a business, so we got to pay employees, and our payroll is super. It's over, over $200,000 a month just on payroll alone. It's actually closer to probably 250, but that's a lot of money, And so you got to stay liquid. You got to constantly be bringing money in, but you got to take profits on the way up to set yourself up. If you're getting paid in crypto and you're running a business, it's a delicate, tightrope you have to walk. Because you don't want to pull all your crypto out. But you do know as things go up and it's good times, you want to save some of that for the bad times to be able to carry you through. That's why we're actually hiring. When you look at Coinbase and, what is the other company? There's several other companies that have done layoffs. Coinbase, the number one. Tons of companies have done huge layoffs. Yeah.
Scary.
And we haven't had to lay anybody off. And so, we're still growing even though, everything's down. And I think that's, a testament to the way that we did take profits when we set up the business, understanding that it's not just me I have to be responsible for. 70 people here, 70 families I'm responsible for that are my employees. And we look, we always take people over profits, so, we don't look like, can we cut some numbers here? No, we want to make sure everybody that works here, we're taking care of them. They're getting good pay, they're getting good benefits, and they don't have to worry about their job because the price of Bitcoin goes down. How crappy is that?
It's horrible, man.
Yeah, it is. And it feels like a lot sometimes. Like we actually, the last 3 months, we were in slightly negative. We were slightly in the red the last 3 months. We think this month, things are going to turn back around. We got several things for the end of the year that we think are going to be very good. And when I say thousands, it's like four figures, like barely. We bring in a lot of money every month. So it wasn't, dramatic or anything, but you see that and you think to yourself like, man, I sure am glad we pulled money to the side. Sure I'm glad we're working, forward and have a lot more endeavors that are coming down the road because I feel the responsibility of every person that works here.
And, I like how you brought up taking profit on the way up. It's hard to sell sometimes. It's hard to take profit. And it's almost like, I think, all of us are kind of maybe emotionally attached sometimes to our assets. Like, I'm buying my Bitcoin and like, I want to let that go. Like, don't take this away from me type of thing. How do you like kind of detach yourself from that emotional standpoint and take those profits on the way up?
Well, you just have to make hard decisions. You have to dollar cost average out sometimes. There was a time where we were taking a certain amount of money out every single day. And then things heated back up and then we stopped for a while and we wish we would have continued, and I think we got really obsessed with the number, we got really obsessed with $100,000 number. And that was a big mistake. If we would have read the tea leaves a little bit better. And in reality, if we had just listened to ourselves, we've been saying for 2 years, this is the top, hits it right there. We're like, well, the number's not high enough. So maybe we'll, eventually hit 100K by December or something. Well, we nailed the time. We should have taken the profit. So,
exactly.
There's no benefit to holding 90% down if you don't have to. Now, if you end up in a situation where you are right now, where you're down like 70% or whatever it might be, at this point, even if you think it's going lower, the risk reward isn't high enough for you to sell at this point, because what if you sell and then it bounces back up or something, uncharacteristic happens, or the Fed announces they're not doing any more rate hikes tomorrow, and then all of a sudden things goes crazy, or the money printers getting turned on. You can't account for those kinds of things. And so when you're down 70%, I know 70 to 90% is actually a really big drop, but the risk reward is not there for you to sell at this point. You got to sell in the green on the way up. And it all depends on your goals. Like if your goals are you want to retire one day, then you know what? You can't afford to hodl up and down. And it's not a big deal. But for some people that are trying to be more liquid or trying to run businesses or buy something for their family or pay debt off, you got to take the profits on the way up. You never, ever, ever will regret taking profits in the future.
I think we all could learn from that a little bit because it's really hard to take profits.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of just think about it and have a plan. I think just like say at this number, if I can make X amount of beans, I will take that out and put it here. Like, you know what I mean? And, you know, during the bear market, do you feel that, you know, what do you feel of like the sentiment of crypto Twitter? I think that, like, you know, I've seen other bear markets, and I think this one, people are a lot more positive about it than the past. But at the same time, there's been a lot of negative because so many people got freaking liquidated, and then people lost their savings in things like, you know, maybe Celsius and Voyager and just all these things that went down. So it's like, I don't know. How do you feel about the sentiment here?
Well, that's a sad situation. The Celsius stuff is terribly sad. We had
like
$3 million in there. $3 million gone.
Oh,
and think about this, that $3 million just a few months ago was $12 or $15 million, you know? So it's at the bottom. We lost it, you know? So it's just really bad. We don't know if we'll ever get any of that back. Maybe we get a third of it back or less or whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. It sucks. We all learned a lesson. Not your keys, not your crypto. We definitely learned that. So hopefully in the future, that'll save us money down the road. Expensive lesson. But, you know, that's an understatement. But I know so for us, at BitBoy Crypto, like, we'll be able to recover that money by the end of the year. Like, we have a lot of different stuff. We have way more stuff that we do than people even know about. You know, the BitBoy Crypto is not our only revenue maker. And so because of that, we're going to make the money back. It's not a big deal. But there are people that have been saving for 4 years to get one Bitcoin and they got it and they lost that. That's more sad to me than the amount of money that we lost. So that's why I was fighting really hard over the Celsius stuff. And then they filed bankruptcy and now everybody's hands are tied, and it is what it is. But I would say just the sentiment, you are correct that it's not as bad as it was the last bear market, but I'm actually kind of not sure that that's true. Because if you think about it, we are not to the bottom yet. If you actually went back all over 2018, you would see that all the way through the summer, people thought it was going to bounce back. And that kept the positivity higher. It was really the last drop. We called it salt season. The last drop in November of 2018 that ended up 5 weeks later, you know, hitting the bottom of the market at what was it, $3,200,
something like that.
And if you go look on the chart, you know, it's just a straight curve. You know, for 3 or 4 months, it just went down and, you know, slowly curved back up. That was the scary time. Like, that was when people were very angry. They were very mad. People were saying it was going to 3,000. Nobody could believe it. And then here we are, right there, very close to it. But I think also the next year, the sentiment was awful as well, because the slow sideways action for Bitcoin can actually be harder on you than the big drops.
Exactly. Just
feels like
seeing
nothing's
it.
happening.
Yeah.
Yes, nothing's happening. And you have no hope of like what's going to turn it around. So I think really the test of the sentiment is going to be the end of this year when we potentially bottom. It's going to be next year when things go sideways for a long time. One of the major differences I will say that we have over the last bear market is we have two gigantic things going on that we didn't have then. Number one, we have the Ethereum merge. Ethereum merge, once in a lifetime event for Ethereum. This can possibly turn the market around slightly. It's not going to bring on a bull market, I don't think, or anything like that. You could see Ethereum drag Bitcoin along with it a little bit, maybe as it goes. Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to yell here. But as it potentially goes up some, maybe Bitcoin can go. Ethereum, you know, this can start a big, narrative of Ethereum passing Bitcoin, you know, as it's eating up at the dominance, which, you know, we're big proponents of Ethereum eventually passing Bitcoin and market cap. So you got that going on. Then you also have the XRP case with the SEC. And when you look at that, that gives us a little excitement, but it's a little hope that once that case ends, even if it's the middle of next year, you know, I'm targeting the end December of 2024 for new all-time highs again. So that's a long ways away. That's scary.
That's a long time.
More than 2 years, you know. So I know you don't want to hear it. I know it's true. But that's what we're targeting for new all-time highs. So you'll have some fireworks in the middle as the Ethereum merge happens and as the XRP case eventually ends. So those are some things people are looking forward to. In 2018, 2019, the only thing we had to look forward to was an ETF approval. And we're in the next bear market and we're still looking for the ETF approval. So, at least this time we think we have some things that will actually occur and can slightly turn the market, or maybe just keep the market from getting to, numbers on the bottom side that we don't want to see.
Wow. That's really interesting. I think, Bear market, no new highs until 2024. The XRP case I think is pretty interesting, and the library case, is that still happening?
It is still
That's
happening,
still happening, right? Because I know I see I think his Jeremy, right? He tweets about it all the time, and I see library tweeting all the time. What do you think of these type of cases? And you're like, do you think library's going to pull a W out of this one? Because I don't see why they wouldn't. You know what I mean? And how do you think that will affect the XRP case?
Well,
if it finishes up before.
Yeah. No, the library will end before. They've already said library case will end before the XRP case ends at this point. And you know, there's some stuff under wraps with the library case that hopefully over the next few weeks will come out. It's close to the end. We think they're going to win. And really what library's argument is like the SEC they knew they were going to lose this the whole time. They just want to tie us up and eat up all our money. And that's the power of the SEC. So I don't know if it's going to have a lot of precedent on the XRP case. The XRP case is its own case. It's a security, it's a token sale. You know, that's what the SEC is claiming. I think the more interesting thing here is that, once again, I hate when I can't say things. I really want to say a lot right now. But there is some stuff going on that I know about and I am involved with to take power away from the SEC. It's happening. There is a lot of movement on this. The Senate hates Gary Gensler. The Senate hates the SEC. That's very obvious if you look at the John Boozman bill. And there are some things going on behind the scenes right now that I'm privy to that are going to be changing the complete landscape of crypto regulation forever. And it's a good thing. When people find out what's going on right now, people are going to be like, oh, that's exactly what we've been begging for years. And so, you know, hopefully in the next month or so, I'll be able to talk a little bit more about it. But in the end of the day, the SEC is going to lose all their power over crypto. So ultimately, I think the XRP case, and why? Let's talk about why. Why are they going to lose it? Because Ripple has exposed the SEC. And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Ripple has shown the insane amount of bribery, corruption, power grabbing, and lying that comes from the SEC. It's the most corrupt organization in the government, along with probably number 2, the NSA. They're so corrupt. It is insane. William Hinman got paid a $10 million bribe to say Ethereum was not a security when it was not drafted in any of the speeches he was supposed to say. Why? Because someone in the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance paid him $10 million to say it. So we know that. It's documented. Everybody knows it's true. Everyone also knows that Gary Gensler is corrupt. He has a family fund that's not registered with the SEC, that's supposed to be registered with the SEC. And it's very obvious that there are ulterior motives with everything that the SEC does. And I can't wait to see them, get brought down. Now, the SEC's not, from what I've been told, the SEC's not going away. They'll still be there. The point is to move crypto regulation away from them, and that is coming very soon.
Yeah, I think it's very weird how all I'm just learning about all the laws, economy, because, I didn't really learn that in school as you're supposed to. And, I've been just learning so much.
No, they don't want you to. No, you're right. Not as you're supposed to. They don't want you to.
Well, yeah, but I feel like we're supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is a lot. I'm just really learning about how things work and how different sectors of the government communicate with one another. And I think it's very interesting how they kind of handled crypto instead of really embracing it and try to be our friends. Is kind of no, let's try to stop this. And they know it's coming. It's just they're trying to it's the walls are closing in and they're just trying to push it out.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. That's what I've been observing. And I find that a little bit odd because I feel like we're kind of stifling innovation. I feel like Library, that platform, like Odyssey and things like that. I like Odyssey. I do sync my YouTube channel over there just in case.
I do as well.
I think that's a lot of innovation. And I think speaking from the younger generation, maybe, all these government interactions with blockchain in this type of negative way, it's preventing innovation. The next generation, we need to come in here and innovate and just improve this space.
It's almost like Gary Gensler is paid by the banks and the institutions to keep the system the same. He wants to stifle innovation. That's the point. The point is stifling innovation because the further along, he's a former Goldman Sachs guy. He worked at Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
Think about it. How much more connected to the traditional or to TradFi can you be than Gary Gensler? Oh, wait, no, this guy taught a blockchain class at MIT. Shut up. He doesn't care about crypto. He doesn't care about blockchain. This man cares about power and what his banker buddies are telling him to do. That's exactly what is going on. It's very obvious. So yes, it's intentional though. It's not that they're stifling innovation like, oh, we don't know what we're doing. We're stumbling around. I hope we don't stifle innovation. It's let's stifle innovation because we don't want DeFi. We don't want stable coins. We want a digital dollar. We want a CBDC. And we do not want the average person, the unaccredited investor, to feel like they can come up to where we're at.
And I'm not a fan of that. Let's you know what, I am a fan of Ballet and Ballet wallets. Let's give away one of these bad boys.
Sure.
I like how you brought up the Falcons before and how you want to own a professional sports team. So guys, type Falcons into the chat to enter to win a Ballet wallet. I'll pick a winner in a few minutes. Speaking of the Falcons and trying to own all of these things and getting like you have your hands in certain things. Like you have your media, and now you're trying to get involved with like political things and sponsoring bills. How's that going, by the way? Sponsoring bills.
It's going really well. So
is that kind of a part of what you're doing, or is that separate?
Yeah, for sure. We are sponsoring bills. We're writing bills. We're working with a lot of different states. Right now we're in California. SJR 16 is our accredited investor law. It's called the Financial Education Inclusion Act. And the whole idea of it is to make it where all you have to do to become an accredited investor is take a free test given by the state, and you pass it. And you have the knowledge, because basically what it does is the way it's set up today, you have to either have $1 million, which means you could go scratch off a ticket, you can be homeless, scratch off a ticket, win $1 million, and now you're an accredited investor. Like that doesn't mean you're making good financial decisions just because you have money, you get money handed down to you. Once again, doesn't mean you're going to make good financial decisions. And then the other route you can go is become a financial advisor or to get a financial education. And what that does is it puts minorities at a risk because when you look at student debt, they have a much harder time. The numbers say in California specifically, a much harder time paying for college. So now you're asking them to go into all kinds of debt to become an accredited investor. It makes no sense to have a free test that everybody can take. If you pass it, you're an accredited investor. You have the knowledge. What a way to test people to actually see what they know instead of going off of something else. So that's the bill we're pushing in California. We think is going to get approved. We're hoping by the end of this year, if not sooner. We got pushed back maybe a little bit on it, but then we're also working on several other ones. And like I said, I wish I could tell you what the other ones are, but when people find out what we're doing, it's going to be even the people that hate me more than anybody are going to be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're really excited about it. We're talking with some big people hopefully soon about it. Like I said, there's going to be a shift in power going on around the government.
That's really awesome, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that like you're just taking initiative. Was it like kind of like scary because like you're a content creator, right? And sometimes like you getting involved with some political stuff and being a content creator, it could kind of collide and not in the best way, you know what I mean? So like was it easy for you to take this kind of risk, like maybe losing your media stuff to go into like this political avenue, or like? Well, we're working on the back end of things. We're not I'm not going to be running for office or anything like that. That's not something I really want to do. I wouldn't rule it out 100%. I'd say 99%. I'm probably not going to ever do it. It's, if you think getting hate in crypto is bad, wait till you become a politician. So, and plus like another reason factored into that is, well, I don't want my family to have to watch TAC ads. But number two, if you watch the bureaucratic process and how slow things move in the government, it would drive me insane. You see how fast we move here, BitBoy crypto. Exactly. I can't go at that speed. So I can actually go at the speed I want to go and have my hand in several different states, several different bills, several different things we're trying to pass at the same time, which is more my speed. And I really like that. Now, I understand the question, which is like, could there be downside to getting involved in politics? And I would probably say that I actually think it protects me, it insulates me a little to have a lot of more political connections. That's something as well. But I've got such a big voice and such a big platform that, when politicians are looking at working with someone, like we have a big voice, we don't even have marketing costs to get bills out. We just talk about it on the channel for free. And that's a lot of marketing budgets that occur when you're getting bills passed. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of money involved in all this stuff, and getting bills passed. Absolutely. It's not free. You have to sponsor it. And then we're able to cut down marketing budgets, pretty quickly. So I think that a lot, and look, I have politicians slide in my DMs all the time, telling me stuff and want to talk to me about crypto and regulation and giving me like kind of off the record information about stuff that's going on. And so I like it. I think it's good.
you look at Alex Jones, for instance, right? I know Alex Jones just got sued and he got hammered by his own lawyers and all this stuff.
Yep.
I was on Alex Jones' show last year. A lot of people that watch the channel found me over there, which is pretty cool. But people say, why did somebody not take out Alex Jones? I guess well, it's because he got such a big voice. You take out Alex Jones, it's very obvious somebody took him out. And so I kind of think like the more that we talk about crypto, we've got a big enough platform where I think I'm kind of protected from a lot of stuff that other people might have to face because of the size platform. People will notice if I'm gone. If I got 7 followers and I end up hanging myself with a dog leash over a door on a Saturday when my family's gone, people are going to get suspicious. So I think that it's just one of those things. I do think about it. I do think about safety. I think about all that. But overall, like I'm me. I can't not be me.
Exactly.
I'm going to speak out about stuff, and I feel like it is my duty as a person who believes in crypto as much as I do to not just make it about me, not just make it about making money on the channel, but let's push forward. And that's really what I love. I want to see real change when it comes to crypto, when it comes to centralization, breaking up the technocracy, your Amazons, your Elon Musk that run everything. We want to break that up, get the world more to a place that's more fair. You get rid of a lot of the financial, disparity between the elites and people at the bottom of the totem pole. And that's stuff we're all about.
That's great, man. I'm so happy for you. And then, trying to, on top of all of your endeavors, you want to own a professional sports team. How does this play into your plan and like your future, and why the Falcons specifically? Also, congratulations to Banger618 in the chat for winning your ballet wallet. Please send me a DM on Twitter.
Well, I do. Let's see. Is it this one? Is it this show? I do have a Falcons tattoo.
Oh, wow. Yo, that's zesty right there. Yeah. Okay.
It's a cover up. I won't tell you what it was before, but I got the original one in spring break when I was about your age. But the point is that I love Falcons. Basically me and my business partner had to talk one day. I'd achieved everything I wanted. All the financial goals I had. I could retire. I could do whatever I wanted. And he was like, I came in one day. I was like, why am I still doing this? I was going through kind of a hard time beginning of 2021. And he said, well, what do you love more than anything else? I said, the Atlanta Falcons. I want to own the Falcons. Like, that's it. We have a suite at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We go to all the Falcons games, and we go to we have season tickets for everything here in Atlanta. We're big Atlanta people, and it's one of these things where I love my city. I love where I'm from, and I love football. I love sports. I love the Falcons. And the cool thing about this goal is, if I am able to achieve it, and I think financially I'll be able to do it, but owning a professional sports team, it's not just about having the money. You got to kind of be in the club, and the owner's got to be okay with you owning it. So I could get the money and then not be able to buy it. I think I will own a professional sports team at some point, somewhere. Falcons are the number one goal. Of course, here in Atlanta, the United or the Hawks or the Braves, I'd be open to that as well. But football is the one I love the most. But the cool thing about this goal is, if I achieve this goal, the next goals are automatically in front of me, which is to run the team and to try to win a Super Bowl and to get the right coach in and do the whole thing. So it's like kind of a self-fulfilling goal. It's like once I get there, now I don't have to ask what the next thing is. That is the next thing. So, I don't know how long it's going to be before we can actually get to that level. 10 years, I would think, maybe 5 to 10 years, we can probably be there, be in position to do it. And we just got to wait for the current owner to sell the team or, God forbid, pass away. It happens to people when they get in their 80s. Arthur Blank's a great guy. A lot of people love him. He's the owner of the Falcons now. But, one day, hopefully, it'll be me. And it's kind of cool. It's one of these things where, like I said, running the team is going to be its own fun thing. I get to build a whole new team and, do what I really love. And, maybe I'll still come do the show every once in a while when I'm running the Falcons. I don't know. Do it live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium,
You know what? That would be pretty cool. Like, I would love to see, like, you and where usually those sports guys are, like the announcers, like the guys narrating the game. I know I'm not like using the correct terminology for them, but I think like, instead of like, you looking out, like just have it face the other way, and then like behind you is the field and everything like that. I could totally picture you having a bomb studio, or actually kind of like I saw like you and Richard when you went to the weekend concert, you guys kind of had a suite. I could picture that's our suite. Like, we own that. Yes, like right there, like that has the window view in the background, all the people, like that would be a vibe. I could see it. I could see this happening. That would be a great spot for meetups too. Like I think like a great meetup spot would be at a stadium.
Well, we did one thing we did is I had the local Atlanta Board 8 yacht club holders. They contacted me, were like, hey, we'd like to rent out your suite. And I was like, rent it out. We don't rent the suite out. I'll go with you and let's all go hang out. So we had 20 people there, Bored Ape Yacht Club holders in Atlanta. And, we went to Atlanta United game, had a great time. We won, we won the game with 1 minute left and stoppage time. It was awesome. And so we had a good time. It is a good place to do. The suite's a great place to do. Look, having a suite at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is considered to be like the greatest stadium of all stadiums right now, it's a pretty big flex. And it's got our name on the door.
Cool, man.
We've got a big BitBoy Crypto sign in there. And, it says, you're going down, walking through all the suites. You're like Delta, Coke, Pepsi, BitBoy Crypto.
That's
right.
So much.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it.
You're such a badass BitBoy. I literally can't. Ben, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Like, actually, you're really cool. And like I said before, there's so much more like positivity for you than I think like sometimes you realize. Like everyone, like so many people love you, man. Like they're like, when I first got into crypto, I know like you were one of the first people I followed, like, out of like, 10, and you're just a strong individual. Like, you're a hardworking person and you stay in your convictions, which I really like, and I think like that's something that's respectable. So like I really like I thank you for like being here for me too, because you've been here for me pretty much since the start. Like, I remember when I first met you in person, you're like, yo, I'm here for you. Yeah.
Well, I knew what you're going through. I know when you first started, there was it's all kinds of stuff that you were having to deal with, and I relate to that. I know, and it's easy for good people to see good people, and when you're a good person, you're trying to do the right thing. You may not make every move the perfect way. Hindsight's always 2020. You could do some stuff different, but when somebody's genuine, they really care about crypto and they're trying to push stuff forward. Like, we love that. And I definitely recognize that in you very early on, and that's what you're about. And the way you go do the videos, at the mall or whatever. I used to do some videos like that. They're really hard to do.
They are.
And yeah, it's very hard. It's much harder than you would think. And so I respect you for that. And I'll always be here for you, and move crypto forward together. You got plenty of time. You have plenty of time to build your channel. You're so young. It's so cool what you're doing. So
thank you. I've been friends with you since I was like 17, which is so freaking wild. And now I'm like gonna be turning 20, and like it's just like time moves so fast. And I'm happy I have people like you in my life. Just like fellow content creators and people that just really understand what I'm going through. And you understand everybody, in this space, and you're someone to look up to. So very much respect. You're a really cool dude, and I really thank you for coming on the show today. Is there any last message you would like to share with the audience? Anything? It could be crypto, life, the Falcons, anything you want. Share it, and where everyone can find you. And I'll drop those links.
Sure thing. Well, thanks for having me on. Always enjoy being on the show. When it comes to finding me, it's very easy to find me. Just Google BitBoy Crypto. You'll find everything. So you can go find me on Twitter, BitBoy_crypto, or YouTube, BitBoy Crypto. And like I said, we're pretty much everywhere. The message I always give everybody is just, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? That phrase comes because somebody would give you a horse, and you don't want to check the horse's teeth. Like, should I accept this horse? No. Accept the gift. Crypto is a gift. This bear market is a gift. Prices being down is a gift. Absolutely unbelievable for people that came in 2021 to be able to get these prices again. Just take advantage of it. Stay in crypto. It's going to get hard over the next 1 to 2 years. The bottom of the sentiment in crypto in the last bear market was actually in December 2019, January 2020. These were times that it was hard for me to make content. I thought about quitting. I stuck it through. It was the best decision I ever made. I'm glad I'm hard-headed and stubborn. You guys got to be hard-headed and stubborn too. Everybody's going to tell you you're wrong. They're going to tell you you're crazy. They're going to say, why are you in this? But you got to stick it out, and you'll be rewarded for it.
Absolutely. Hodl, guys. No paper hands in this chat. You heard it here. Thank you so much, Ben. Like, you're actually amazing. I appreciate you so much. I really hope you have a great day. I know Around the Blockchain is live right now on BitBoy's channel. So, guys, please, I put the link in the chat, also in the description of the video. So go check out Around the Blockchain. I think I'll be on there in a few days, I believe. Oh, cool. I'm always on Around the Blockchain. So if you guys want to check me out on their channel, I'll be there soon. Guys, you have no idea what's happening on this channel, man. The guests that are coming up are so spicy, man. So spicy. So please, if you're here, subscribe to the channel, like this stream, share it out if you enjoyed it. And then after the stream is over, after you're done dancing to the Miss Teen Crypto theme song, let me know if you like the stream. Let me know if you have any zesty thoughts. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you all. Thank you for being so awesome, so positive. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Ben. Stay zesty, everyone. Peace.
Good morning, crypto Twitter, it's Miss Teen Crypto, spreading crypto with doctors showing its benefits. So to my generation, shout out to all my people. trends